I found a fund that has beaten many of the Nasdaq 100 income funds, exchange traded funds out there in the market that are very, very well known, and it came as a surprise. I was actually shocked by it. I had it on a watch list for Nasdaq 100 funds for quite some time, and I was just pulled up a performance on both price action and total return, and was completely mystified at how well this thing's done. And if you look at these funds, look at the color coding for each fund. I even put the triple Q, which is a Nasdaq 100, just pure growth ETF. It doesn't pay income really. And if you look at all the funds listed, EGGQ was top dog as far as total return basis, even against triple Q, which is shocking to me. And this is for the max time frame. Now, EGGQ came out, I believe it was January 2024, so it's only had a little over a year, almost 2 years, something like that since it came out, I think. But that performance is just terrific at this point on total return basis, and we're looking at the price change. A triple Q edged out just slightly on the price change. That's pretty fantastic for an income-based type fund, in my opinion. You look at all the rest of these funds, which I love, QQQI, GPIQ, JEPQ, they're lagging significantly behind EGGQ as far as income funds. And you wouldn't expect that normally, but that an income fund could beat the Nasdaq, but that actually has been the case as far as total return. If you look at another fund which I love, QDVO, because I didn't have it in there earlier, the price change on a max time frame, it's beating QDVO, which I love as a fund. It was my go-to growth and income fund, and now I'm looking at this. I'm starting to think, except for that dip. If you notice the dip right there on EGGQ, there's a significant pullback in its price action, whereas QDVO was flat during that time period. So that gives me a little pause for concern. Not sure why that happened exactly, but because you see it, you don't see the same kind of dip in QDVO. So I still like QDVO. I still got quite a few shares of QDVO, but now I'm looking at EGGQ, and I'm really thinking I'm going to have some exposure to this fund because it's held up pretty well for the most part. I mean, you look at it year to date, it's outpacing QDVO, which was my favorite growth/income fund that I thought had the best price action as far as maintaining its NAV. And really, honestly, it looks like EGGQ has beat out all the other funds. So looking at the holdings, they're pretty much an active managed fund. They kind of choose and pick what they want to put in their top 10, it looks like. And they had a lot of semiconductors at the top. They're with the top three anyway. And then, SanDisk Corporation, which did really well. And it's not really growing. I don't think the word's really getting out there. The assets under management are at just over 64 million assets under management. Not a lot of trading volume at all. You have a 52-week low of 30.34, 52-week high of $52. So this thing's gone up. It pays out monthly. On here, the dividend yield is quoted at 5.72%. And here's the distribution history on it. And it looks like the dividends have been going up. The distributions are rising. On the website, however, it's showing a different thing. It's showing a 6.55% yield distribution rate, probably going by the last distribution, I'm guessing. Expense ratio of 0.95%. Anyway, so EGGQ is kind of interesting to me. I'm not sure why I had that dip relative to the way QDVO was trading flat during that one time period I showed on the chart. But other than that, this thing has done really well. They seem to combine options out of the money along with option spreads and different strategies to generate their income. And they're around the 6% yield, which is minimal compared to everybody else. But if you want something during like a rebound cycle, but you want income too, you probably couldn't go too wrong with something like this that's outperformed quite the majority of the rest of the funds out there, and even was tracking really well against the triple Q. All right, guys, take care out there. Bye.